The 40 runners and riders then for the Grand National Race of Champions 2017, starting with the first ever winner of the Grand National Lottery, ridden by Jem Mason. The Lamb was the first grey to win the race. Some notable names: Golden Miller, Reynoldstown, number 10, the mount of Frank Furlong, Battleship, who was ridden by 17-year-old Bruce Hobbs to win. And then to some more recent winners: the iconic Red Rum, horse number 18, the mount of Brian Fletcher, Crisp, who Red Rum so famously beat in 1973, once again reunited with Richard Pitman. Mr. Frisk, number 26, Marcus Armitage, the rider, the last amateur to win the Grand National. At 29, Party Politics, the mount of Carl Llewellyn. And then Hedge Hunter, one of two national winners for Ruby Walsh. Silver Birch, Comply or Die, Monmouth, number 36, a 100-to-1 winner of the race. And completing the 40-strong lineup, Pinot de Ray. And they are away and running in the Race of Champions, and Party Politics is one of the first to show up, with Alden Eaty and Bob Champion on the inside up with the leaders. Mr. Frisk is racing prominently as well. Red Rum on the far side with a yellow cap, and then Bala Briggs and Rough Quest and the first of the greys, Nicholas Silver, followed by Garrison Savannah and Amberley House, and Jerry M is racing prominently, followed by Cloister. Over the first they go. Bala Briggs, a slight mistake there from Mr. Frisk on the near side. Fens 2, another plain one before the first of the ditches, and Bala Briggs now being taken on towards the far side by Foynehaven, who came through with a mighty leap. Another mistake there from Mr. Frisk. The 1990 winner has made errors at each of the first two fences, and now the big open ditch coming up to them. Foynehaven on the far side of Bala Briggs and Nicholas Silver, and Seagram has gone. Seagram has gone there, party company with Nigel Hawke. Silver Birch did well to avoid the fallen horse. On towards fence 4 they go, on the run down towards Beechers for the first time. Foynehaven jumping boldly on the far side, a little over bold. He's tracked there by Red Rum and Bala Briggs. Sprigg in a yellow jacket is going up to join them, and then Jerry M in the green in the centre alongside the grey Nicholas Silver. Mr. Frisk towards the near side, followed by Garrison Savannah, and then Reynoldstown and Golden Miller and Amberley House. And then towards midfield we've got the likes of Highland Wedding and Lescargo in a hoop jacket. Richard Pitman, no tearaway tactics this time. Crisp is back in midfield, racing alongside Dick Saunders on Grittar. Corbiere is also in midfield as they go over Beechers for the first time, and Red Rum came through to lead the field there from Jerry M and Mr. Frisk and Foynehaven. Reynoldstown in a blue and yellow jacket is just behind them as they come to the Foynehaven fence, and Red Rum was in front over it, and Foynehaven himself took it in about 7th place alongside Garrison Savannah, and they head towards the canal turn for the first time, and it's Red Rum who leads from Jerry M, and then Reynoldstown, who races close up in 3rd place. Comply or Die is beginning to make some headway towards the leaders. He's moving up through the field, and then the Lamb, Nicholas Silver and Corbiere and X, and then Party Politics and Mr. Frisk and Foynehaven as they cross out over Valentine's. Good jump there from Red Rum, giving a bold sight. At the back of the field, Lottery, the winner of the first ever national, was pulled up. He's out of the race at the 9th, and Red Rum is now being taken on by Highland Wedding on the near side. Foynehaven going back up to rejoin them. A very bad mistake there from Jerry M. He lost his prominent position, and Bala Briggs also made a slight mistake. Meanwhile, back in midfield we've got Grittar and Sprigg and Crisp and Lescargo, and Alden Eaty, who jumped off Handley on the inside, has drifted back into midfield. Red Rum, just a very slight error there alongside Highland Wedding and Foynehaven, and then Bala Briggs and Comply or Die with the green sleeves. Reynoldstown towards the outside as they approach the next. Towards the rear of the field, Manifesto is well back at this stage. West Tip is 3/4 of the way back, and so too Nicholas Silver. Also towards the rear of the field, Troy Town. Moifer is well back. Ryman Reason, a pink jacket, however, is making a bit of headway as they go across the Melling Road and make the long run around towards the next pair of fences, which will be the final two in a circuit's time in the Race of Champions. So up ahead, it is Bala Briggs who leads now by a couple of lengths from Highland Wedding. Red Rum in 3rd place, being tracked by the grey, the Lamb, who races in 4th. Foynehaven is 5th, and Comply or Die is racing in 6th. Bruce Hobbs on the inside, Battleship in a dark blue jacket making some headway, and then Amberley House being followed by Jerry M, recovering from that blunder, and then Reynoldstown on the outside from Party Politics and Ryman Reason, and then Troy Town in a black jacket as Red Rum and Bala Briggs take that one together. There goes Alden Eaty, there goes another of the greys, Neptune Collage. Manifesto meanwhile is still well back in the field as they head on towards the fence before the chair. This becomes the last in a circuit's time. Red Rum from Bala Briggs and Comply or Die, a slight nod on landing there from Highland Wedding. Watching the rest of the field go streaming out. Jade Trump has gone out of the race there as Silver Birch is also out of the race. He was just beginning to lose his position at the time as they come to the chair. Bala Briggs from Don't Push It. Red Rum is up there, then Comply or Die going up to join the leaders. Just in behind these races, Troy Town, and then behind Troy Town on the outside is Reynoldstown. Golden Miller's also making progress. Bala Briggs over in front there, jumping soundly out over the water. Those that remain in the race are streaming out over it. Manifesto is one of the last still going. Cloister is well back in the field as well, and they reach the halfway point in the Race of Champions. And up ahead, it's Bala Briggs to Red Rum on the inside. Comply or Die, Garrison Savannah, then in behind them Golden Miller. Jerry M towards the outside of Amberley House. Crisp is making progress under Richard Pittman. Yellow Jacket with the red sleeves, followed by Lescargo, and then came Foynehaven, and then Reynoldstown, who's in about 8th or 9th position just ahead of Nicholas Silver and Rhyme or Reason, and then came West Tip, and then towards that one's outside is Party Politics as they make their way towards the 17th. Bala Briggs on the far side, towards the near side Garrison Savannah, and then Comply or Die, and there Garrison Savannah is a faller at the 17th. So Bala Briggs is left in front as they head on towards another plain fence before the big open ditch once more. Bala Briggs lands in front, closely attended now by Golden Miller, and so the big open ditch coming up to them. Bala Briggs from Golden Miller and Comply or Die, Red Rum and Troy Town, and then Jerry M on the far side, and over the ditch they go, and Bala Briggs has been pulled up sharply there. Bala Briggs is out of the race at the 19th, and Cloister has also been pulled up at the 19th, and Reynoldstown is getting a little bit closer to them as Golden Miller finds himself left in front with Jerry M, who made that very bad mistake on the first circuit going back up through the field. Comply or Die is in third, and Red Rum is still tracking them, and then Troy Town and Lescargo followed by Mr. Frisk, and then Monmouth and a green jacket being followed by Sprigg and Battleship, and then Crisp as they take the next. A mistake there from Red Rum, it just cost him a length or two. Sprigg's getting closer in behind him now, sitting right on his tail, and they in turn are being followed by Rhyme and Reason and Moifer and the grey Neptune Calange as Jerry M moves through on the outside now to take over as they come to Beechers for the second time. Jerry M jumps it well, and Mr. Frisk has gone at Beechers. Also out of the race at Beechers, Comply or Die, Rhyme and Reason. Monmouth is also out of the race at Beechers. There's a few of them got out of it there, and now they take Foynehaven, the smallest fence on the course once more. A mistake from Sprigg. He was in about 5th place at the time as Jerry M has the lead from Golden Miller in second. Lescargo is third. Red Rum is in fourth, and then behind these Sprigg and Troy Town, and then Crisp as they go to the canal turn. Good jump from Jerry M. He took a couple of lengths out of the field. Slight mistake there from Foynehaven. Party Politics is out of the race as they head towards the next. Jerry M again jumping well, but a big bold leap on the outside from Lescargo carried him up into second place. Back in the field, they're beginning to thin them out still further. Reynoldstown was out of the race there, and it's Jerry M from Lescargo. Rough Quest under Mick Fitzgerald on the near side has made good progress, being followed by Golden Miller in fourth, and then comes Sprigg and Red Rum and Crisp, and then behind these Moifer and Foynehaven, and then Battleship and Corbière and Troy Town. They're entering the last mile of the Race of Champions, and it was Jerry M in the centre who had the advantage there. Quare Times towards the rear of the field was a faller. They're well stretched out. Grittar is well back. Don't Push It has lost his position. Also well back in the field is Highland Wedding, and as they took that, it was Rough Quest on the inside, moving up to join Jerry M. Lescargo is in third. Golden Miller's right behind him in four as they cross the Melling Road with 2 left to jump, and then Red Rum waited with. Corbière's making a bit of progress, followed by Crisp and then Sprigg and then Battleship and Troy Town and Foynehaven, and then Moifer, and then a gap to the Lamb being followed by Amberley House, and they're well stretched out in behind as they make the run towards the penultimate fence in the Race of Champions, and it's Jerry M who now has a 4-length advantage over Rough Quest, who heads the chase. Red Rum is still hunting them up with Corbière trying to get on terms, the 1983 winner. Golden Miller is still chasing them there, and then Lescargo as they approach the second last in the Race of Champions. Jerry M from Rough Quest. Rough Quest getting to within a length and a half of Jerry M. Golden Miller landed in third. Corbière made a very bad mistake there. That halted his progress. The 30th and final fence then coming up. Jerry M trying to fend off all the challengers, but Red Rum is now beginning to close. He jumped up into third there behind Rough Quest. They're racing towards the elbow at the back of the field. Grittar is out of the race, and Don't Push It is out of the race, and now Red Rum is delivered, and here comes Crisp under Richard Pittman on the far side, challenging Jerry M. Golden Golden Miller is close up in fourth. They're followed by Rough Quest and then Sprigg. They've got a furlong left to go in the Race of Champions. It's Red Rum in the centre. Crisp on the far side, his old rival. Jerry M is fighting on the near side. Red Rum has his nose banded head in front with 100 yards to go. Jerry M and Crisp are chasing him all the way to the line. Red Rum, the greatest horse in national history, wins from Jerry M and Crisp. They're followed home in fourth by Golden Miller. Rough Quest was in fifth, and then Sprigg and Corbiere. Amberley House, Nevanera. The stragglers are still coming in. Battleship has got round, and Devon Lock is going to be last of the field to complete, just in behind the likes of Alden E.T. and Hedge Hunter, who never threatened to get involved.